G'day guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my Arsenal career mode in FIFA 22. Make sure to check out the previous episodes to see how we got here, and in today's episode is actually going to be the season finale of season 1. So I hope you guys enjoy and look forward to season 2, because I'm definitely going to try to go ahead and do maybe more than one more season, hopefully another 2 or 3. But yeah, there's not going to be much to really look at here. Just going to be getting through the last games of the season. Not really much to play for, unfortunately, so they are going to be minimal highlights because I don't want to bore you too much, because since there's nothing to play for, the games just don't mean as much and the highlights are quite irrelevant, so I'm just going to be showing you not as much as I did in previous episodes. But first up here, we're up against Southampton, which is actually quite a big game for us, considering they're around our standing in the table, although I guess it doesn't really matter where we finish now because we're just a mid-table team. But you hear from kickoff straight away, we look to attack and get the better of them, and Martinelli just puts us on the front foot straight away, repping that number 14 beautifully, and he's going to be an absolute star in the future. But this just wasn't our game. I thought it would be. We started off strong and basically from kickoff scoring straight away, but Southampton weren't having none of that, and they responded quickly, and in the second half they just absolutely dominated us. But I'm already going to be starting to look forward and talk about the future seasons, because I do want to look to improve and need to try to make European competitions next season, or at the end of next season, so season 3 really. But honestly, I'm going to look to even possibly challenge next season, because now that we've brought in the big guns like Alexander, Isaac, and we have the likes of Saka and Martinelli improving rapidly, along with Odegaard and Smith Rowe, like we have a good young team. And so I think if we can go ahead and improve the midfield a bit, which is probably our biggest weakness, I'd say, then we can really do some damage next season. As you see there, Isaac finds a great ball to Smith Rowe, and he gets the only goal of the game against Leicester. Do wish Smith Rowe would get a face scan, because it's just more fun to play with when they actually look like the players they're replicating. But yeah, that was a tough game there against Leicester. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to the team moving forward and bringing in just a few more players, and then I can think we can really do damage. But yeah, looking to finish around mid-table, ironically probably going to finish 8th, just like Mikel Arteta does in real life with Arsenal. This is probably the biggest game of the episode, a game against Manchester United. This is one of the weirdest, funniest goals I think I've seen so far. Don't know what David De Gea was doing there, but props to Martinelli, who put the pressure on, and Isaac is not going to score many easier goals than that one. But Manchester United looking to repay us for our late equaliser against them earlier in the year, and they're going to look to do the exact same to us here, and then in stoppage time now. And Thomas Partey just could not control that, and Fred sneaks in. Fred, out of all the Manchester United players, Fred was the one to get the equaliser. Definitely wasn't expecting that. And Thomas Partey has been a bit disappointing, not so much in FIFA, but in real life he definitely has, I feel like. So maybe I should look to move on with him in this career mode as well, because I do try to not replicate exactly, but try to make it semi-realistic, so I don't bring in the likes of, Mbappe, your Haalands, all that sort of stuff. But I still will be signing stars who I think I want to play with and enjoy the game and think will improve the team, most importantly. But against West Ham, again, we start off so strong. We've been scoring all these early goals, which is good, because normally earlier on in the year we always had to come from behind. They made it a lot harder, but nowadays it seems like we're the ones who are always in the lead and then we just give it up, which is not good either, but I'd much rather have the lead at one point than not. And this dude Isaac, you're gonna see the stats at the end of the episode and at the end of the year, I guess, just how many goals he's scoring in just a limited amount of time. And if Martinelli can keep finishing like that in the future, he's gonna rack them up as well, because he's only getting better. But this is a good game to watch, especially for a neutral. Finishes 3-2 our favour. Not a total amount of shots, but just good football all around, and the keepers just had no chance to really save anything. But yeah, 3-2 win there, so finishing off strong. And the next game is going to be against, let's see who it's going to be here. It's going to be against Leeds United. So you'd think we should get the job done against Leeds. They might be possibly getting relegated, not too sure. We'll see at the end of the year. But what a save there from the Leeds keeper. That was insane. And that was actually the best chance of the game. I thought we would dominate them, but actually ended up being a 0-0 draw. And you see they're both keepers making saves there in the highlights, but we should have battered them. 14 shots to 2. Our XG was over 4 and we couldn't even get 1 on the board. So just a crazy goalkeeping performance from Melier, I think his name is. But yeah, I guess in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter. As I've said, we can't really do anything on the table. We can't move up to 5th or anything like that, so we're not really playing for anything. And that might be an advantage for us next season, although it was the same this year. With no European football, we can just concentrate on the league and the domestic competitions and try to go from there. And it is a big advantage, I think, when you have these other big clubs who have to play multiple times a week compared to us. But I am going to put the injury slider up as well, because I just feel like players are always getting injured in real life, and in FIFA it just never happens. So I'm going to bump that slider up a little bit, see if it makes a difference, just to, which will force me to rotate the squad and play some players who I wouldn't normally play. As you see, we tie the game up again here through Saka. And this was the Saka game. Newcastle had the lead twice in this one, but we managed to equalise. And there was another player who I forgot to mention. When I said we brought in Isaac, we also brought in Renato Sanchez to help bolster that midfield, because I think that was our biggest weakness. And it still is a bit of a weakness, because I don't think we have much depth there, but next season I will be looking to rectify that. And that is one of the goals of the episode. Bukayo Saka, Starboy Saka, on his non-preferred right foot, just volleys that home. What a finish that was, and we weren't done yet. Trying to score more. Martinelli adding to his total. Another brilliant finish off the post and in. And he's going to seal the fate there as we win 5-2. Look at the shot disparity. Is that a word? You know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, 19 shots to 4. XG of 5.3. Just absolute domination in the shots department. But Newcastle are clinical. And that's what's always worrying in the Premier League. There's no easy games. Their youth academy there, a player was unsettled, so I decided to call him up. And then Tierney's worried as well. I don't know why. We've gone undefeated in our last 4 or 5 games, but I guess because we're not moving up the table, they're getting a bit worried, along with the board, which I was surprised it took this long for them to get a bit worried. You see our manager ratings at 54. I thought it'd be even lower, to be honest. So I'll definitely take that, and I think it has to get down to, I don't know, at least less than 40 to be really worried about losing your job, I believe, but you never say never. And now finishing off here, last game of the season is going to be against Everton, and we score again early on, but they respond straight away through Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I was tempted to buy him because there's been rumours in real life about him going to Arsenal, but I decided not to. I decided to go with Isaac, and this was a big turning point in the game where Gray picks up a red card. And I feel like ever since the last patch, I've been seeing the computer get a lot more red cards. They go sliding in from behind a lot more, which I'm not sure is the best thing, but with that man advantage now, we took advantage and got a goal, and then just tried to hold on, and then laid on the counter-attack, Ødegaard to Isaac, back to Ødegaard, and he seals the deal with another goal there, getting the W 3-1, and finishing the season in 8th position, I believe. I mean, we'll be going through the table in a second. You see the other results there from the last day of the season. Looks like Spurs has finished 5th by the skin of their teeth. Manchester City win the league by the skin of their teeth on goal difference against Manchester United. Then it's Liverpool. So both Manchester clubs finish in 1 and 2, and then relegated is going to be Brentford, Watford, and Brighton. Newcastle escaping by a point. And yeah, Tottenham 5th, Chelsea 6th. And the Golden Boot went to Raheem Sterling. 30 goals in 38 matches. No Arsenal players in the top 15, as you can see. Was tempted to try to get Sterling, reunite him with Arteta, as there has been rumours. But since Sterling had such a great year, ever since the beginning of the season, he was absolutely dominating. So I thought wouldn't be the most realistic thing to do. You see there, Isaac, 12 goals in just 17 matches in the Premier League. If he played the full year, he would have given Sterling a run for his money, and hopefully next year he'll be able to take home that Golden Boot honour. As Martinelli is also on the board as well, but he's a bit further down. But assists-wise, Odegaard had the most assists, so he's really taken over that Ozil type of role and vacancy. And then Isaac and Saka, so all our boys really getting around the assists, which is what you want to see. Cards don't really matter, they don't really mean much. No one in our team really making it, and our top goal scorer of the season was actually Gabriel Martinelli, followed closely by Isaac and then Saka, and then Odegaard, Lacazette, Smith Rowe. So we do want all of our players to slightly go up next season, but it looks like Isaac will run away with that next season if he keeps playing like he has been. Assist-wise, as you would have seen, Odegaard, and then Renato Sanchez from that other midfield role, which is good to see. And then financial-wise, contract-wise, we don't really have to worry about anyone. Gonna let those two guys go. Don't really think they have any value, so I'm not even going to bother re-signing them and then selling them on, which would probably still be the smart thing to do, but I just don't think it's worth it. But yeah, going through the cups now. The FA Cup, I was just going back to see where we got eliminated because I knew it was a very disappointing result for us, as we did actually end up going out in round 3, I think it was to Brighton. So at least it was a Premier League side, but still, you don't want to be going out in any competition, let alone in round 3. But the Carabao Cup is actually going to be Fulham taking it home over Manchester City. Definitely wasn't expecting that, considering Fulham's not even in the Premier League, and they make it all the way and win over Manchester City. Champions League, the final hasn't actually been played yet, and I did forget to go back and check. But you saw the matchup there. It's going to be PSG v Manchester United, so Cavani against his former club, and that'd be a good matchup. And then the Europa League, Leipzig won on penalties over Lyon. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, guys, and the season finale. Luckily, we have kept our job there, and I'll see you in the next one. Looking to make lots of improvements, so drop comments below on who you think I should bring in, and make sure to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.